firstly, oversupply of listings is a killer to capital growth, but it's also a killer to making sales if an agent doesn't know how to narrow the gap. But before we actually move in, that's the topic today, narrowing the gap in all markets in Australia, including Perth now, Matt.
Yep,
Perth,
including
Perth,
Perth.
including Perth. Days on market are starting to grow. Stock is starting to grow,
All of
right?
a sudden, yep.
All of a sudden, including Perth, which was the standout market.
We are here to talk about closing the gap, which is appearing.
Matty, tell me, you've got a helicopter view of all of Australia, right? What is happening now with stock levels and what is happening with buyers, and why are we talking about narrowing the gap?
Well, Tom, I think, look, anyone that knows, anyone's been watching this market knew that there was going to be probably a lot of property coming on towards the end of the year. And anyone that's following it closely realises that these interest rates were going to have an effect some stage. We were seeing it not happening, but eventually I think it's caught up. I think coming into the end of the year with Christmas, whole lot of things all barreling into the end, and we've got people just working out, will I go that extra bit? Now we've got what's I think hurting the market right now is, my view is that there's a talk about the interest rates dropping all of a sudden.
Yeah.
So are people saying, will I wait till my loans a bit less later on? Will I buy in the new year? There's all these different things in people's heads because there's that much information out there that people are using that now as, we'll wait for next year because if we take a mortgage, and that depends. Most people are on floating rates, so there's the conversation that's not probably relevant, but there's people using that now as a thinking, and there's vendors saying, well, I wait till next year now because I might get a better price if the interest rates come down. So they've got all this road noise out there at the moment. And I think it's really simple. You've just got to focus on what's in front of you. And there's this gaps appeared because, like people have an expectation they were going to get something that might have sold 3-4 months ago that's now not. There's more buyers and there's more choice. Sorry, I should say there's more sellers than buyers at the moment. That's what we're hearing right across it, including Perth. Look, that 10 days on market's probably blowing out now to about 20. So there's more properties that have come on. But look, again, we've gotten used to all different markets at the moment. Clearance rates being 75 down to 65, in some instances down to 55. And that's going to continue as we go through the year. We're just at the end of September now, right? So it's probably a big 8 weeks coming up, but these gap could get bigger, Tom, between now and the end of the year.
Yeah, well, I would expect the rate of supply will be a lot stronger than the rate of buyers, right? So listing supply will grow at a faster rate. So what can agents do, Matt, between now and Christmas, not to be caught up with having this fatigue, lethargic stock levels just sitting there?
Yep. What I used to do, Tom, is pretty simple, right? I took all the risk out of the equation of being sued by anybody, buyer or seller. Also took the risk out of the Office of Fair Trading coming and tapping me on the shoulder. So what I did is, when I'd appraised the property, I gave the owner 3 sales. One that wasn't as good as theirs, one that was better than theirs, and one that was the same as theirs. And those sales, and then I got the owner to sign on the bottom of those comparables to say that I'm okay to hand them to the buyer. So, and I laminated that and I'd give that out. So these are my owners agreed for you to see these 3 sales. Then I'd give them the opinion of the sale, of the value which was on the agency agreement, and that would be probably the lowest sale to the highest sale range that we agreed on. Then I'd give that out to the buyer. So the buyer would say, what's it going to sell for? I said, look, here's what we've told the owner, and here's the 3 sales we used to come up with it. Never, ever, ever did I get sued. Did anyone whinge? Did everyone complain? No buyer said you lied to me. No seller said you lied to me. And what they would then do is the buyers, the smart buyers would say, well, which one of these sales do you compare to this house, right? And I would say, well, that's where free open market, bidding is. you've got to work out which ones you feel is comparable to this home. So it'd normally be the one in the middle, which was the comparable one. But everyone would see value in it, and that's why we're going to auction, because we don't, reckon my favourite line, Tom, and I know you've used this before on my behalf, is real estate doesn't have a recommended retail price. Yeah, so that's why we're going to market.
Everyone remember that sentence. It's very useful to use in a lot of applications when you're talking to owners. When an owner says, "Oh, I know what my home's worth," they always say that. "I know what it's worth," right? Mr. and Mrs. Vendor.
Yep.
Unlike a plasma TV at Harvey Norman, real estate does not have a recommended retail price. There are 43 people that have seen your home, and there are 5 that are registered here. I'm really certain that in 10 minutes, you're going to achieve market value. Whether you accept it and you keep vendor value is up to you. But 5 people can't get the price wrong today, right? I love crowdsourcing your numbers. You know what I mean? Blame the crowd.
That's so good what you just said then. And the other thing is, like, agents have got to get smarter on, we're negotiators, right? So our job's to close the sale. I used to say, Tom, I don't know why, and we use, this is your A-grade team, but I'll give them some A-grade dialogue.
That's given you a test ride of the Real Estate Gym. In the Real Estate Gym, we've got all the information you need to succeed, whether it's prospecting, listing presentations, scripts, dialogues, how to actually have the best templates and have a process-driven business. You can join the Real Estate Gym. The doors are open now, and it is less than 1 coffee a day as an investment.